Hello, Professor. Good morning. Today we are going to talk about the role of government and taxation in a small business. And the business that we selected is Body Energy Club. The members of our group are Santiago Rodriguez, Sergio Nosa Rodriguez, Sura Coirala, Maria Alejandra Vela Ramirez, Mariano Rivera, and me, Stephanie Zapata. The agenda for today is as follows: introduction, registrations and legal setup, government support, taxation, advantage and disadvantage, and conclusion and reflections. Advancing with the introduction, Body Energy Club started as a small business in a single store on Davis Street in 2002 here in Vancouver, and it was founded by a local entrepreneur passionate about fitness and wellness, and specialized in providing healthy food options, nutritional supplements like vitamins, fresh smoothies. And over the time, the brand has grown due to the increasing customer trends and interest in health-conscious lifestyles, healthy food, and fitness culture. Its mission is basically to make healthy living accessible and convenient for everyone, from athletes or busy professionals that are looking for more healthy and nutritious options. And as a business, Body Energy Club reflects the characteristics of successful entrepreneurship, innovation, resilience, adaptability, and also strong customer relationships. Unlike large corporations, can read quickly to market trends. For example, with the rise in demand of products like were based on organic supplements, they allow to build loyal local communities through personalized service and authentic branding. And in the context of decision making for this business, it demonstrates how clear the vision and strategic planning can transform a single location started in a regional leader, because it has allowed to have a big expansion even in some cities in the US. And the founder's decision to focus on quality, local partnerships, and sustainable growth instead of rapid expansion helped to maintain brand integrity and customer trust, and at the same time remain competitive within the market. And some advantage of this small business ownership is flexibility and independence, because the owner can make quick decisions based on adapt the customer needs or according to the behavior of customers. Strong customer connections, being community focus allow the business to understand the local preferences, and innovation and experimentation is related to the community impact. But a small business can test new products, flavors, and health trends without complex corporate approval processes. And personal satisfaction. The owner directly see the impact of their work on customer health and community well-being. Body Energy Club represents a strong example of how a small business can achieve a competitive market like Vancouver, combining entrepreneurial decision-making with a clear mission to promote health and wellness.
Thank you, Stephanie. So I'll be discussing on the registration and legal setup using Body Energy Club as an example. So as Stephanie mentioned, it was founded on Vancouver in 2002. The company started as a single smoothie and supplement store, and today it's one of Canada's leading health and wellness retailers, with more than 50 stores and a growing online presence. Before achieving this success, the company had to follow key registration and legal setups or steps to establish a solid foundation. So the first one, as you can see here on this timeline, is the business planning. That is the first step in any business. Body Energy Club's plan focuses on making health and wellness accessible and affordable for anyone, and is a mission that still drives their operations today. Their business plan outlined a niche in sports nutrition and healthy commerce and supplements, a hybrid model combining retail stores and also e-commerce, partnerships with trusted nutrition brands, and a growth strategy based on affordable pricing and community engagement. This plan not only guided day-to-day decisions on the company, but also helped secure financing and align with government support programs for small businesses. Now, the second step was choosing a business structure or the legal structure. Body Energy Club was established as an incorporated company in BC. Incorporations provided benefits such as limited liability for the owner, easier access to funding, and the ability to expand into multiple provinces. In BC, this process is done through the BC registries and online services, which handle business name approval and incorporation documents. Then the next step is the registration and licensing steps, which has several, or yeah, let's say that requires a lot of documentation. The first one is the business name registration with the BC registry. The second one is the business number or the BN from the CRA, that is the Canada Revenue Agency, to handle corporate taxes, GST, and also the payroll for their associates. The third one is a municipal business license from the city of Vancouver, or the license of the city that they are on, but when they established was in Vancouver. And the health and safety permits due to handling consumable goods under the Health Canada and the Vancouver Coastal Health Authority. Then some of the additional legal considerations is that the firm also needed to trademark its brand, name, and logo, protecting its identity as it was growing on the whole country. Because it sells supplements and natural products, the company also complies with the Health Canada's Natural Health Product Regulation. So it's kind of like provincial and also federal regulations. And following these requirements allow the company to expand confidently across Canada. In conclusion, the firm's strong foundation came from careful planning and legal setup, from defining a clear mission to meeting all the regulations across the country.
Thank you, Sergio, for highlighting the registration and legal processes. So I'll be covering the government support available for small business in Canada and British Columbia and how it can help a business like Body Energy Club. So there are different aids supported by government of Canada and BC. So the federal funding for the small business provides loan for equipment, renovations, commercial property, and while the government provides these facilities, it helps to reduce lender risk and small business can access financing more easily. So through provincial government, it provides provincial tax incentives. In BC, the venture capital tax credit offers a 30% tax credit to investors who invest in eligible small business. This encourages private investment and increases funding options for entrepreneurs in British Columbia. It also provides advisory services. So small business in BC, including business, provide services like business planning, market research, mentorship, which strengthen the decision making and strategic goal for the small business. So the impact together, this program reduce startup costs, improve access to capital, increase investor confidence, creating a solid foundation for small business growth. So in regard to our selected business, Body Energy Club, the impact. Now let's see how our selected business Body Energy Club is benefited from the government programs. So the areas there are can be synergy is like synergy is obtained in like expansion of funding, investor attraction, business planning, and compliance requirements. So in expansion of funding, loans can help Body Energy Club open new locations, renovate existing gyms, and purchase equipments. So to attract investor, tax incentive make it easier to attract private investors, which can support expansion or new product launch. So for business planning process, Body Energy Club can take advantage of advisory service that help business to develop effective strategies, forecast revenues and expenses, and plan for sustainable growth. So in regards to compliance, maintaining accurate documentation ensures eligibility for these programs and support long-term success for the business like Body Energy Club and all the other SMEs running in Canada and within BC. Thank you.
So for the taxation part of what Body Energy Club, first, let's talk about the corporate income tax. In Canada, businesses are required to pay taxes at both federal and provincial tax levels. So for small businesses like Body Energy Club, the federal small business rate is 9% on the first $500,000 of active business income. And in British Columbia, the provincial small business rate is 2%. This means that the combined tax rate for small business is approximately 11%. This is significantly lower than the rates for larger corporations, and this lower rate is designed to encourage entrepreneurship, support local business growth, and make it easier for small companies to reinvest in their operations. So, for example, Body Energy Club, which started as a single smoothie store in Vancouver, has been able to expand its operations partly because of these supportive tax policies. Second, another important tax for Body Energy Club is the Goods and Services Tax, or the GST. This is currently 5%, and the company must charge and remit the GST on the most of the products itself, including, for example, the smoothies, nutritional supplements, and snacks. However, not all the items are taxed in the same way. For example, in certain products, such as some vitamins or health supplements, may be zero rate, meaning that the GST is not applied. On the other hand, prepared foods like smoothies are usually taxable in this case. The next one, please. So, the correctly calculating and applying the GST is critical for the business, not only to comply with government regulations, but also to maintain trust and transparency with the customers. And proper tax management shows that the business is responsible and reliable, which can strengthen its reputation in the community. And in addition to compliance, understanding the taxes that strategically for the business can provide long-term benefits. Also, the effective tax management allows small business like Body Energy Club to reinvest their profits into expanding stores like they are making it right now, improving services, and funding community programs that promote health and wellness in this case. So by doing so, the company not only grows its business, but also contribute positively to the local community, which is an important part of its brand identity. So the taxation is more than just a legal requirement in this case. For the small businesses like Body Energy Club, the properly understanding and managing taxes is essential for maintaining compliance, building trust, reputation, and enabling sustainable growth. And by staying informed and organized with their corporate income tax and the GST obligations, they can also focus on expanding their operations and continuing to promote the health and wellness across Vancouver and other places.
Okay, so now for the advantages and disadvantages that Body Energy has alongside all his business since the beginning and now. So we're starting for the advantages. So right now they're a business that start really only for a local business here in downtown Vancouver, and right now they have like expansion locally and outside of the country. So they've been growing a lot since they've been entrepreneurship and be really resilient of the challenges. Also, a really advantage that they were contextualized with the trends and market the business has. They also know like all the wellness and nutrition oriented business have been like having different impact for in the market. So they've been trying to understand that and creating some value within the within the industry and with the customers. And the other is the vast variety and options they have in their menu. They not only they offer really different type of foods, supplements, and smoothies. So uh, companies trying to understand a little bit more and offering the customers really good and that's it in terms of advantages. In terms of disadvantages and the stresses they've been living through, so the first one is regulatory risk, as they sell food and different type of supplements, as Sergio was saying at the beginning with the registration and setups. So they try to figure it out, and also they have to be really clear about the regulatory risk that the company has to be, and they also need to improve their operativity. They also right now, as they start as a local business, but also they started in the beginning. So just the mainly stress was that they were in downtown Vancouver, a really expensive place in the city. So they have to figure out with all the expenses that the small business has to be, and they figure out to 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 leverage this challenge, and at the end was positively. The increase of the competitivity alongside not only in Vancouver but outside on in all the markets is a disadvantage right now, and also the logistic and stock management. It's really a disadvantage as the company has a lot of vast options and variety. So this is one of the stresses. Also, one of the disadvantages that the company clearly mitigate was the ownership, as they were registration as an incorporated business in terms of decisions and how they can manage all of the money and everything of the important decisions of the business. They try to mitigate the disadvantages with the way of how they register the company.
Thank you. So, for conclusions and reflection, regulations exist to ensure consumer protection and product quality. For Body Energy Club operations in the wellness and nutrition sector, this increases credibility for and consumer trust, even though it also creates as additional administrative workload to meet compliance standards, as was mentioned earlier. Taxation also plays a major role. Small businesses must manage different taxes for different products, which also influence pricing strategies, profit margins, and how much money can be reinvested into the business. However, grants, tax credits, and small business financing programs help entrepreneurs reduce risk and pursue expansion opportunities, like in the case for Body Energy Club, in the case of franchises. So we can say these government policies shape how small businesses plan their operations, from ownership decisions to sourcing materials to launching new products in the market. For example, Body Energy Club began as a small business in Vancouver, and now it's expanding into a franchise model into the US. Access to government support and proper tax planning made this growth strategy possible and achievable financially sustainable. To navigate these challenges successfully, entrepreneurs must be adaptable, financially literature, and capable of maintaining compliance. When small businesses take advantage of the support programs that exist, they can improve their competitiveness, their sustainability, and their long-term success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that was part of the whole presentation. Now, in order to follow up with the discussion, the question is it worth it after all this explanation to have a business or a small business in Canada?
Yeah, Sergio. So for answer your question, I think that Body Energy is a good example of why we choose a small business, how successful they are here in Canada and mainly in Vancouver. They've managed to mitigate all the challenges since the beginning of entrepreneurship, as you have many disadvantages. For example, the registration and how you're gonna act according to the ownership, and they were pretty smart in the way they started the business. And even though the business was focused in a really good contextualized industry, and they tried to figure it out, nowadays they have a really uh, robust business model that's even now selling some franchises. So business has been developing alongside Canada, and it's a really good example how a small business here in every local in Vancouver in downtown they can pretty increase in a competitive market, but also be pretty focused on what they want. And since the beginning, they're pretty smart of how to register the company and deal with the business.
Perfect. Thank you again for your attention, and that was our presentation.